for sustainable living. As we know, electricity plays an important role in our daily life, and one cannot function normally without electricity. Electricity is produced by different means, and most of it are non-renewable, causing pollution and expensive. Overall, the cost of electricity is very high, so we try to harvest electrical energy in an easy, cheap, environmental friendly and renewable manner by using piezo discs and lithium-ion batteries. As the environment result keeps going down, the non-renewable energy and renewable energies are also one of the main reasons behind it. The energies we are using destroys the world slowly as it causes deforestation, climate changing, global warming and drought, etc. And we know that we needed a sustainable energy. So we started researching about which sustainable energy would be the best energy that would not destroy the environment, which results piezo discs. Piezo discs can also be used for different purposes, but how we are using right now is for collecting the electrical energy. There are also different ways of collecting energy. Wind and rain energy can also be applied on piezo discs to harvest their energy. But what we are using right now is shoe and metals energy. From the last presentation, two suggested improvements are made, which are objective number 1 has been slightly edited as per suggestion, and our project has been published on Bungkon locality newsletter issued on December as per suggested. Today, our aim is to harvest energy through lithium polymer batteries by using piezoelectric discs inserted under shoes and towels. And we have 3 objectives, which are number 1, to show that the use of electrical energy produced by piezo discs could help in saving some of the expenditure in electricity bills. Number 2, to show the benefits of using renewable energy produced through piezo discs. And number 3, to show the sustainability, environmental friendliness, and pollution-free of using energy produced through piezo discs. Our hypothesis is to prove that the energy produced through piezo discs is renewable energy, sustainable, cheap, pollution-free, and can be easily made by spending less expenditure. This statement is needed because the non-renewable energy and renewable energies produce different kinds of pollutions, and energy produced through piezo discs can be used to substitute these energies for sustainable living. And for methodology, the data collection for this project is done by using primary source. The materials we use are piezo discs, diodes, capacitors, lithium-ion batteries, multimeter, soldering iron, wire, and paste. And for the procedure, let us use this as a demonstration. We apply muscular force on the piezo disc and alternating current is produced. The alternating current produced is converted to a direct current by using a bridge rectifier, which is a connection of 4 diodes. But the current output from the bridge rectifier is in half wave. So in order to convert it into full wave, we use a capacitor. Lithium-ion batteries are then used to store the energy coming out from the capacitor. Arduino and lithium-ion batteries are then further connected so that the current produced can be used on electrical appliances. And here are a picture of us doing the project. And for our observation, we found that one piezo disc produces around 0 to 5 volts, and we expect 6 piezo discs to produce around 30 volts. But practically, it produces around 1 to 5 volts due to our poor choice of materials. And the current produced by piezo disc is 1 to 2 volts. And from our first observation, which is a sole of a shoe, by connecting into a series connection, 6 piezo disc produces around 0 to 3.5 volts. And from our second observation, by connecting into a series parallel connection, 6 piezo disc produces around 0 to 2.4 volts. And from our third observation, which is a tau, by connecting into a series connection, 12 piezo disc produces around 0 to 10 volts. From all the observations, we can easily generate electric voltage. And as you can see from the graph, from the observation 1, it produces 3.5 volts. And from our second observation, which is a series parallel connection, it produces 2.4 volts. And from our third observation, which is a series connection, it produces 10 volts. And from our data analysis and interpretation, we have a case study to show that the energy produced through piezo discs could help in saving expenditure on electricity bills. Let us assume that one floor tile is 2 by 2 foot, that is an area of 4 foot square, and assuming that one piezo disc is 3 by 3 centimeter, an area of a circle is 9 centimeter. And since the conversion of foot to centimeter is done, we have an area of 3716.12. Therefore, the area covered by a piezo disc in one floor tile is 412 piezo discs. One piezo disc can generate a voltage of 5 volts as a maximum. So, 412 into 5 is 2060 volts. One piezo disc can generate an ampere of overall 2 milliampere. Furthermore, a conversion of watts into kilowatts is done, and the cost of electricity per unit is Rs 4.90 as per Mizoram P&E. And the cost of electricity produced by piezo tiles and electricity we could save in 1 day would be Rs 20.188. And the cost of electricity we could save in 1 month should be Rs 605. Thus, the cost of electricity we could save in 1 year would be Rs 7,267. And for our result from the above observation, data analysis and interpretation, it is hence proved that the energy can also be produced through piezo discs by placing the under soles of shoes and tiles. The more force and pressure applied, the more energy can be produced. Energy produced by piezo discs can save up to Rs 7,267 per annum of regular electricity cost. It also varies with the tiles. The bigger size the tile is, the more piezo discs can be inserted to save the cost of electricity. In conclusion, based on our hypothesis and results above, it is hence proved that the energy produced through piezo discs is renewable, cheap, pollution-free, and can be easily made by spending less expenditure as long as there is mechanical force to apply. It also proves that we can generate our own electrical energy for sustainable living. We can also say that it is safe to say that the piezo disc can be used for saving energy for future generation, as well as saving the environment. And for our discussion, number 1, in order to generate more energy, more reliable, cheaper and bigger versions of the materials used will be needed. Number 2, even though the piezo disc is expected to produce around 0 to 14 volts, practically it produces only around 0 to 5 volts, and even that is not too constant. Number 3, from our experience based on the quality of piezo discs we use, repairing and replacing of the disc may be required within short interval. And number 4, energy production is higher when the disc is connected in series connection rather than series parallel connection. And our future plans are, number 1, to build large discs that can be placed in public places so that more energy can be produced. Number 2, to collect wind and rain so that electrical energy can be produced through piezo discs. Number 3, to undergo further research on piezo discs so that it can be used by public at much cheaper price. Number 4, to have public awareness about the sustainability and production of energy produced by piezo discs. And lastly, number 5, to have further research on the temperature so that it can be produced at much cheaper and affordable prices as it is used for conservation of energy. Thank you.